If Jasmine worked out, lifted weights, and was an arsehole less frequently, but didn't get a job, would you be fine with supporting her and would have never pushed her to get a job and pull her own weight?
The main issue was the kind of financial demand she was making of me. If she didn't need a car and the horse and all this other shit and like just spent ridiculous amounts of money on nonsense, I wouldn't have cared. But no, like, oh my god, every fucking day, like $50, $100 on Amazon, and I'm like, what the fuck are you spending this on? So, like, and then on top of that, like, the car payments and shit I had to make, the vet bills and shit for the horse, not to mention board. Like, if she wouldn't do that, then, you know, it wouldn't have really been a problem, but... yeah, everything just added up to be way too fucking much.
That's the bridge.
If Jasmine were smart, she would have started a fake shop on Amazon or Alibaba and use your money to buy shit off her Amazon store so you wouldn't notice while she enriches herself. Do you think she would have done that if she knew she could get away with it?
There's no way that would have worked. Yeah, there's no way that would have worked. So, no. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. Oh, God.
Somehow it never occurred to me to ask you this yet, but how exactly did Jasmine issue the breakup to you? What were you doing? Were you playing a game and then she walked up to you, and said what exactly and in what tone? And what was your initial thought?
I think I had ended streaming or something, and then I just went upstairs, was doing something, and then I ended up talking to her, and then she's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to break up with you, I can't do this any longer, something like that, and, then I said, okay. And then she said she's gonna stay over at a friend's house over the weekend, and then she left, and then I sent her a text message about how I want her gone in 3 months. And then, she was pretty surprised to hear that. But thanks for the donation, 21st. I actually I told her, 6 months max. I didn't give her, like, I didn't say, like, you're out in 3 months. I said 6 months, max, tops, you're out of here. Because, I know it can be sort of difficult looking for apartments and shit. So I said 3 months max, I can help you pay for first and last and everything, but I want you gone. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. Appreciate it.
Hold on, she said I think I want to break up with you? She didn't actually think it'd lead to this. She thought she'd scare you with that and you'd change your mind while she was at her friend's house. What did she say when you told her to be out in 3 meters?
She just kept making a bunch of excuses like I knew she would, like, oh, that's too short of a time frame. She literally told me she's not going to be able to move out for years. Like, it'll be years until I can, like, actually find an apartment. Like, so, yeah. Makes sense, right? You want to break up with somebody, but still live with them for years? Uh-huh. It was just a complete joke. So, yeah, lots of stupid excuses. Oh, I have too much debt. She took out, like, some loan thing to pay for a vet bill. I told her, no, I'll pay that off for you, but you're leaving. So she ran out of excuses. I said, no, you're gone in 6 months, tops. Look for a place as soon as you fucking can. And said, I'll pay for first and last for your new apartment. I'll pay off your vet bill thing so that you're good to go. I even offered to take the car if the car loan payments were too much for her. She ended up deciding to keep the car, but then she decided to recently not pay for that anymore. So, you know, just all sorts of stupid excuses, but I said, no, you're gone. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st. 21st, $20. After you said okay when she said she wants to break up, how many hours or days did it take you to realize all this time she's been manipulating you? Like, I realized right away. What she said, the timing of it and everything, she was just being manipulative as fuck, and I wasn't falling for it anymore. Again, it's funny she decided to do that right after I said, I'm burnt out. I can't pay for your things anymore. You need to pull your own weight. And again, I didn't ask her to work full time. I didn't say she needs to make fucking big bucks and contribute to, like, the rent, utilities, all that shit. All I asked was for her, if you want to keep your car and you want to keep your horse, pay for those things. Those expenses are just adding up way too quickly. It's too much for me. I have to work literally every fucking day as much as I possibly fucking can, while she's just sitting there playing video games all day doing absolutely nothing. All I asked was for her to pull her own weight or give up the car, get rid of the horse, you know, give it to a sanctuary or whatever. And then she decided to get a job because she wanted to keep her car and everything. And then 2 months after, oh, I think I'm going to have to break up with you. And what's hilarious too is her main issue was my depression. That was always her, like, big issue with me. And that's understandable. It is a pain being around somebody who's a downer all the time. But I cured my depression about 6 months before she decided to break up with me. My depression was cured. I did that whole stream where everyone saw it. Way better mood. My mood never, like, dipped down and there were signs that my depression was coming back. Never. I was good, energetic. I was dieting, losing weight, working out, uploading videos, streaming every day, feeling great. Being positive. So everything was going better. So her saying she wanted to break up despite that main fucking issue that she always brought up it was clear she was just a lazy, manipulative jackass. She just wanted to play video games all day, do nothing, and me to take care of all the bills. No matter how, like, you know, and again, I was fine with paying the rent and utilities and all that. It's just that, like, her shit on top of that was ridiculous. Again, the car payment was like $500 a month. Her horse was, again, at least $500 a month, depending on how expensive, like, hay is. And, again, periodically, the vet bills for the horse in particular were just outrageous. Like, regularly, every other fucking month, there was like a $1,500 vet bill or something. So it just got, and then on top of that, just the way she spends her money is fucking retarded. It just spoiled brat behavior. Every fucking day, I'd see like, oh, $50 is gone from my bank account because she wanted to buy some random shit on Amazon she didn't need. Oh, $150 randomly gone from my account. Like, because again, some stupid bullshit every day. So that adds up over time. Like being, conservative, probably like $35 every single day. I would see something go off my card from Amazon or some other fucking thing. And over the course of a month, that's $1,000. So she had spending habits that were just stupid and childish, where, oh, it's only $20, oh, it's only $30, oh, it's only $50. Richard makes good money. I saw him make like $300-400 on stream last night. Like again, she doesn't value my work or anything that I contribute, so she would always spend like $30-40 every single fucking day on something. Oh yeah, I went out with my friends and I spent like $30-40 at like a restaurant or something every fucking day. So yeah, that easily adds up to 1,000, and she doesn't even realize that because she's like a fucking childish idiot who's never had to, like, who just doesn't value my time and money. So all that added up, and it was just like breaking my fucking mind keeping up with all this. So yeah, funny. She decides to say, I think I need to break up with you, after I couldn't put up with it anymore. And I was saying, no, you pay for your own things. So I wasn't falling for it. And, you know, I'm way better off now. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.
Your reaction to her saying that sounds so chill. Were you expecting it? Had things been bad?
I was kind of seeing it coming. She was complaining that I wasn't giving her enough attention and shit, and she said, I wish you'd, like, come in my room and just give me a hug occasionally, you know, something like that. So I did that. I'd come in her room, say, hey, sweetie, love you, how are you doing? Like, ask how her day went, give her a hug, and then when I do that, after she asked, she was like, what do you want? I'm gaming right now, can you leave me alone? And then if I'd go to hug her, I don't want to be touched right now, So, yeah. And again, I wasn't like, oh, what's your fucking problem all of a sudden? Like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give you your space. Even though she asked me to give her more attention. So, I kind of saw it coming. And again, wasn't falling for it. So, yeah. She's just selfish as shit, massive gaslighter. If her problem with me, the main problem, was my depression, then things would have gotten better all around. But they didn't, and it was entirely because I wasn't going to put up with a toddler just taking all my money. And sure enough, she tried to do this whole fucking play this game where, oh, I can't really continue anymore. Thinking, oh, quit your job, sweetie. Oh, I'm sorry. Stay with me. And then now that backfired. So, and I'm glad things worked out the way they did. She was the one who wanted to move here. I didn't want to move. But it ended up being a good idea in the end. I have a way bigger place. The big benefit is the garage. Having a garage is just fucking god tier. Love having a fucking garage. And also just this big area in the basement where I can have my workout equipment and shit. That's also great. And mountain bike, trails are nearby and shit, so worked out good for me. Thanks for the donation, though, Dread Maximus. 21st $20. What's the deal with the car now since it's in both your niggas' names? Well, it's not technically in my name. I was only the guarantor on the loan. What's weird is I went to the Kia dealership and I told them, I've got this car, I'm the guarantor on the loan, my wife said she can't pay for the payments anymore, blah, blah, blah. Could I trade it in, and then whatever's left on the cost of the loan, I'll just pay that off? And then they said, oh yeah, sure, we'll bring it in, and then we'll give you a number for what we'll accept for the car and everything. They said they'd call me back, that Monday. It's been over a week now. They haven't called me. So I have no fucking idea what's going on. I don't have the car in my driveway. It's, as far as I know, it's at that dealership. And they haven't contacted me back. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if there's like some weird stipulation on the loan where they're not able to get it traded back or something. But yeah, they haven't contacted me. No idea why. And can't say I fucking care. I'm sort of whatever. I don't really want to spend my money on that. Since you were married when you got it, are you responsible for paying it now? I don't have to pay anything if I don't want to. I was the guarantor on the loan, but I could just say no. I was planning on paying it off if they could just trade it in, but they haven't contacted me back. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Or is this part of the divorce process? Has nothing to do with the divorce process. Sounds fun. How the fuck does she get to work without a car? Well, don't want to go into details, but, you can put 2 and 2 together. Thanks for the donation, 21st. 21st donated $2. All she had to do would be work an easy $20 per hour part-time job for $1.5K per month. That's 75 hours per month, 2-3 days a week. Would have paid for her luxuries. Do you think she lacks empathy? Oh, yeah. As soon as anything is an inconvenience to her, she has absolutely no empathy. So, again, best example of this. When I was really, really suffering through depressive episodes, and it was extraordinarily difficult for me to get out of bed, there would be points in my depression where I would literally be in bed, like, 15, 18 hours straight, go to bed, wake up, stare at the wall, feel miserable, couldn't fucking get out of bed. And then, 5, 6 o'clock would roll around, And then she'd say, hey, sweetie, I know you're feeling bad, but you've got to stream and make money. And then I'd like tell her, like, I fucking can't. Like, I've streamed every single fucking day, you know, for the last few months. And like, I just feel terrible. And on top of that, like, I was also overweight from bulking, like trying to bench, trying to get to that 405 bench. And, you know, people were making fun of me for being fat. And back then, that was a huge sore spot for me. Like, that's always been an insecurity since I was a kid, where, you know, I just hated being fat, being called fat. So, like, not only do I have the horrible depression, but on top of that, I have to deal with, you know, people on YouTube in the comments and shit on the live streams. Hey, fatty, how you doing, fatty? Like, while I'm miserable and I'm literally on the verge of fucking slitting my wrists open. I had to ask Jasmine to hide any sharp objects like utility knives and shit, because I was so fucking close to slitting my wrists open and killing myself. So I told her this, like, not only do I want to slit my fucking wrists open, I'm so fucking miserable, and then on top of that, I have to get up and then fucking stream and listen to all of this fucking abuse from people. You're fat, you're fat, you're fat. Like, can you just give me one day off? Like, just one day off. Can you stream for me? And, like, she could easily make at least $100 on the stream. You know, it's something. So it's better than nothing. I just asked her, can you please just give me one single fucking day off? And then, you know what she told me? Oh, I don't like going on stream because people make fun of me. And then I told her, like, so it's okay for you to pressure me to stream every single fucking day while I have horrible fucking depression where I have to ask you to hide the fucking razor blades and shit in the house because I'm about to kill myself. And on top of that, I have to listen to all this verbal abuse, but you can't do that for one single fucking day. It's okay for you to pressure me to do that, but for one single fucking day, you can't just go on stream, let me have one fucking break when all you do is like play video games all day and do nothing. But I have to, every single fucking day. And again, the reason I had to do so much work every single fucking day is to keep up with her expenses. Like that's the kind of selfishness that she has. Any fucking time she is remotely fucking inconvenienced, no empathy, won't like help you at all. If it doesn't inconvenience her, like, it's fine, everything goes well. Like, if she's kind of bored, doesn't have anything to do, and then I'm feeling like crap, she'll like stay in bed with me, watch stuff, because it's not an inconvenience. It's something she'd do anyway. But as soon as she, like, just one little thing to help me out for one fucking day, no, can't do it. People are going to make fun of me on stream, so you're going to have to go on stream, even though you're about to slit your wrists open, and you can't mentally handle the fucking, you know, mental abuse that people are throwing at you on stream. Yeah, you're just going to have to be more depressed so that, you know, you can pay for my fucking luxuries that I don't need. So that's the kind of selfishness. I wouldn't say she's Hitler, but yeah, she has a massive, massive lack of empathy. What games did she play? How many hours per day would you talk to her? She was playing a bunch of different games. She was into Helldivers 2. There was some other one that was online multiplayer co-op. I think it was Remnant. She was playing that for a while. A lot of online co-op games. I think she was playing Dota for a bit too. How many hours per day would you talk to her? It kind of depends. Like, sometimes, like, barely, not at all. Sometimes, like, a few hours, depending on what we're doing and whether or not she'd, like, you know, do what I'm doing. Like, if she'd stay in bed with me and we'd watch a movie, then, you know, it'd be a few hours. But if not, she'd just be in her room playing games while I'm working. Thanks for the donation, the 21st.
Don't forget all the times she manipulated you to drive all the way to Toronto to pick up 10 in vegetarian and vegan cupcakes. Also her very expensive daily eating habits, Garden vegan chicken tenders, vegan mayo.
I wouldn't say she manipulated me to go pick up tenon vegetarian and vegan cupcakes. Like, I don't think there's ever any circumstances where I'd go out and drive that far just for her. Because, like, I'd also eat some of that stuff. But yeah, that's another great example. There were a few times where we really had to tighten our belt. So, like, right after we moved from Toronto to Guelph, I had very little fucking money because I had to pay the lawyer to fight the fucking Toronto police because they broke down our door and everything and charged me with a bunch of horse shit. The YouTube adpocalypse was going on, so I was making way less money from YouTube. And then on top of that, I had to pay for first and last month's rent for the new apartment. I had to pay the last month's rent for the apartment we were already in. And I had to pay the moving costs. So I had, like, no money. And then, you know, she said, okay, we gotta, like, budget for food and everything. And I'm like, okay. I was eating nothing but potatoes. You know what she did? She goes and goes in the vegan food section, grabs like 8 bags of fucking Gardein chicken. That's like fucking $50, $60. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you just said we had to budget for food, and then you're doing this. And then she's like, I can't just eat potatoes. Like, that's boring. It doesn't taste good. Oh, so I'm the one who has to budget so that she can maintain her luxuries. That's how it always was. I had to give up everything that I wanted so that she can live the lifestyle that she wants. It's retarded. I remember one time, too, she even pressured me to default on the loan for my motorcycle so that she could keep her car. And then she said, oh, well, I'll drive you wherever you want. Just, just default on the loan and then I'll drive you wherever you want. I ended up not doing that because I wanted the bike, obviously. And I knew she'd never fucking drive me anywhere. And it also caused, like, there's also other problems too. Like, defaulting on the loan and having a bad credit score isn't great. On top of that, like, if I want to do vlogs, having her drive me around isn't as interesting as, like, the bike, like, a bunch of reasons. And I knew, like, yeah, I could just pay off the loan. So it would be hard. I'd have to work a lot and stuff and save money here and there. But so I just chose to keep the bike. But there you go again. She doesn't have to give up her car. I have to give up my motorcycle. And she also lied. She said, oh, I'll drive you wherever you want. She'd never drive me. Anytime that I had a problem with my bike, so like if I had a flat tire or I had to change the tires, the brakes were shot and I had to wait for like brake pads, or if it was snowing and I couldn't ride, never drive me anywhere. She'd always come up with the excuse, I have a headache, I'm tired, I had a long day, I'm too stressed out, I have anxiety, the weather isn't good. Like any fucking excuse she could, where like, yeah, sure, you'll drive me. Uh-huh. So, just bullshitter. Thanks for the donation, 21st. You previously said Jasmine had no friends IRL, I believe. Now you're saying she would go out and eat with friends, so which is it? Well, I don't think I ever said she doesn't have IRL friends. She has, like, one friend, and the only reason they're sort of friends is because she was her horse trimmer. So that's really the only reason they're friends. I don't know how close of a relationship they really have. But they just end up hanging out a lot because she would pay that woman to trim her horse hooves. Like, that's it. Does she have friends or not? She has online friends and like one friend IRL sort of that I know of. You said a girl needs to have friends and hobbies, which Jasmine lacked. She has hobbies, it's just that she'd make me pay for all of them. And they're ridiculously expensive, like the horse. But thanks for the donation, 21st.
What do you want? I'm gaming right now. Dude, can you just leave? I'm in the middle of a game and talking to my friends. I don't want to be touched right now.
Yes, thanks for the donation, Jasmine, in her room. Yeah, don't ever get married.
What did you do? Nothing. I told you to stay put.
Marriage is nothing but a liability for the man. There's benefits to getting married if you're a woman, but if you're a man, it's just a liability. Even sharing a living space with a woman is a liability. It's fucking insane. Like, I can't remember who it was. I think it was some famous rapper. He was living with a girl for, I think, only 2 years. And I think in the state he lives in, that's long enough to be considered a common law relationship. And she was asking for, like, I think several millions of dollars in some settlement for their breakup. They're not even married. Like, it's crazy. So, yeah, it's just fucking dumb. You need to be able to walk away easily from any relationship, and when you're married, that makes it a lot harder, and when you're living together, it's a lot harder. So you're best off, one, at the very least, not getting married, and two, you're going to be best off not living together.
What happened to us?
Did you have your worst depression moments as an adult while you were at your last apartment when you were bulking? Did you end up streaming that day when Jasmine pressured you to stream and she refused to do it when you were about to slit your wrists? Yeah, I ended up streaming anyway, because, again, I realized she's not going to do anything, and somebody's got to make money, right? I don't know if I'd say I've had my worst. It's about, like, I nearly killed myself a few times when I was a kid, so I don't know. Relatively comparable. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.
Just because you married a leech who hit the wall doesn't mean marriage sucks. A wife that would make your life better exists, VG.
You never know how women are going to behave years later. Women do this. They'll put on an act to get with you. So they'll pretend to be interested in the same things you're interested in. They'll act a certain way because they know that's the way you want them to act. And then later in the relationship, they'll show their true colors and then be a crazy fucking wacko bitch. Same thing happened with my fucking uncle. His wife was a crazy fucking lunatic. And her kids don't even want anything to fucking do with her. They fucking hate her. So you never know how somebody's going to act years later in a relationship. And again, what's the point of marriage? You're going to be together regardless. And it just creates an extra amount of legal problems for you if you want to actually break up. So it's nothing but a liability for men. There's no reason to ever get fucking married, and it just puts you in a position where it's way easier for you to get taken advantage of. So, no, it's stupid. Don't fall into that trap. Oh, this one's different. She's actually a good woman. Yeah, she's a good woman right now. But just wait like a few years later, see how good she is. Like, you never know how somebody's gonna, who somebody actually is. You don't know what's in their mind. You can only make assumptions about somebody, but you don't know who they actually are and what they're actually thinking. So, knowing that, why would you ever put yourself at risk? Thanks for the donation, though, Majin Buu.
Maybe we stop looking for the light.
Maybe. I'm gonna go check on the girl.
Okay.
There's no tax benefits for marriage. There's common law relationships. So if you're living with someone, they would have basically the same legal status if, like, on your taxes. You just claim them as, like, an independent or someone or somebody you're cohabitating with. It makes no difference on your taxes. There are no tax benefits to marriage, so that's bullshit. I don't know about insurance. Insurance might be different. So if you have, if you get insurance through your workplace, they might not insure your partner if you're not married. That's a different circumstance. But again, saving a few bucks for insurance versus having to go through some sort of headache later down the road, like, it's up to you if you want to weigh out those risks, but... If a man needs citizenship to another country to be with a girl they want, they can marry the girl to be in that country. You can find a girl in your country. That's the issue. Don't ever think someone's special because they're not. You can find somebody who's just as good, if not better, in your fucking country. It's just not worth it. There were a few other girls that were interested in me around the time I ended up getting with Jasmine. There was one chick that was from New York.
Are you...
Which would have been a little easier
okay?
because she's right near the border with Canada and shit.
How's your arm?
She was super into anal and domination.
How's your
Like,
nose
I
this
could have been
morning?
having some ass-to-mouth sex with
Liv coming
this
around?
chick who's an absolute freak. She was cute, too. Seemed really sweet.
Do you mind helping me look
There was
for
some
her?
other girl from,
It's pretty worked up.
like, around Toronto, so Canadian.
We ran off this way.
So, like, there's just no reason to ever, you know, be like, oh, this girl online that I met, oh, she's so special, I need to be with her. Like, she's not special. Nobody's special. you can always find... You can always find somebody in your country at the very least, if not in your own state.
Please.
Especially if you're a dude.
I'm worried about our mom. About what'll happen to her because of us. He
Like,
needs to focus on his own safety right now.
the similarities between women versus,
Sometimes
like,
parents
the
are
similarities
responsible
between
for their
men,
children's
it's sort of
But our
different.
mom is so devout. She'll probably
So, yeah,
can't
especially if
always
you're a
do
man
that.
looking for a
No
partner,
one could.
never get sucked into the
I'm more
idea
worried than
that,
she did.
oh, this one's special. Like,
Lev,
men are looking for
Lev,
something different in
sorry.
relationships, right? You're not looking
No,
for a guy
I know
who's
you saw
over
this.
6 feet tall,
You love
has an
sharks.
8-inch dick, has
really
like
opened
a
up to me.
6-figure plus income.
you said you
Like,
were
if a
brave.
chick met somebody like that online overseas, that's different, right?
Lev!
Because you're looking for something totally different in a fucking relationship that is a lot more rare. Like, it is hard to find men with those sorts of qualities. Men, what do you want? You just want somebody who you find attractive, maybe has nice tits, nice ass, is kind, caring, supportive, maybe has some similar hobbies to you. It's just a lot simpler. It's less rare. So,
I think she wants you to throw it again.
And there's also less risk involved there too, because like the chick who's looking for a guy who's like 6 foot tall, 8-inch
That
dick,
doesn't seem like a good
really
idea.
wealthy, she doesn't have to invest anything into the relationship because he's the
not
one
going
paying
to
for
fight,
everything. Whereas you're the one paying for everything. Like, oh, I have to fly out to this other country. I'm paying for all these like flight expenses. I have to contribute to the fucking rent. Like, I have to pay for this. I have to pay for that. So
Can I do it again?
it makes more sense for women to play that game where if they meet a man, you know, overseas, because there's less investment, less risk in that regard. But if you're a man, like, just think of what you actually want in a relationship. You just want a chick who's just attractive enough for you. You know, you don't need some, like, super, like, massively hot knockout babe to impress everybody. You just
should
want a
keep
chick
looking for
who's
him.
attractive, maybe sexually compatible, has some similar hobbies to you. Maybe she likes, like, bike riding. Maybe she likes video games or anime or something. And is just nice and supportive and nice to be around. Men want very simple fucking things, and you can find that everywhere. Women, oh, he has to be over 6 feet tall, he has to be a millionaire, he also has to be handsome, he has to have an 8-inch dick, he also has to, like, be kind and considerate to my feelings, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, like,
If she saw him like this, she'd strangle him with her bare hands.
it would make sense to fly over to, you know, fucking Europe or something to find a dude like that, because
How much
it's
did I
hard to
tell you?
find, for one thing,
Not
and on top, you don't have to make any investment. He's the one who has to make the investment.
I heard some of your people calling him Lily.
For a long time.
What if I want a chick with an 8-inch clit? Well, there's
I didn't
plenty of trannies
understand
around,
why
dude.
He was questioning the laws, the traditions.
Probably,
Explain to me
probably easier to find,
what's inside.
you know, trans girls with
And we
8-inch
had to
dicks
keep
in
it
the
to
US anyway. 21st Only Tellers, what if you just have a long-term relationship with someone who lives in another country and just visits you for a few weeks or months at a time, several times per year? Why is that not enough? Why need to get married? Some people need more attention and, you know, this and that. But
I was
yeah,
hoping
there's no point
snap
in
out of
making
it.
that kind of
He seemed
investment
to
when
fine for a while.
again, if you're a man, you're looking for very simple things.
Then he
You can
shakes his
find
head.
those simple things
Like one of them.
all around you. You don't need to fly to another country.
Is that when you ran?
First, I screamed at
Thanks
him.
for the donation, though, 21st.
I hit him. I was so
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we find something to cheer him up? Come on.
Last week, he got assigned his role in the community. He wanted to be a soldier like me, but they decided he was to be a wife to one of the elders. It's tradition.
Oh, yeah, like, a straightforward woman is a rare thing, sure, because all these chicks are fucking delusional, and they're just surrounded by fucking simps who will just bend over backwards for them. But, again, I don't know why you think you need to make some big investment and move to a different country or something. You're gonna run into the same problem, and you're gonna be assuming more risk, so... Thanks for the membership, Anne. Appreciate it.
It's perfect. Mel's wrong, you know.
Why did Jasmine tackle you when you wanted to leave the apartment? Did she want you to stay there and continue arguing? Yeah, apparently.
Abby, will you stop stealing my stuff, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you owned everything in the aquarium.
Yeah, well, my aquarium, my stuff. I'm just kidding. Take whatever you want. You can't.
Have you seen Lev?
Yeah, he was down that hallway. Can I talk to you?
I'll catch up.
Okay.
She couldn't tell I was joking. I suck with kids.
Yeah.
They really like you, though. So,
Dodo donated $2. That girl with the scar on her face unironically looks a lot like Bella Ramsey. She should have played her instead. Yeah, that would have made more sense. Also, VG, if you find a girl overseas that makes just as much money or more money than you, then it's okay to get married or be gay because men are solution-oriented. Like, here's the thing. Anything can make sense in the right context, right? If I met some girl from some other country, really liked her, she made as much or more money than me, it's not that it's like off the table completely, but I'd be more willing to sort of take that risk in, you know, doing that whole thing over again, because again, there's less assumed risk. And she could contribute, like, at least equally to the relationship. So if I had to fly over, she could pay for half the bill, you know, stuff like that. So everything, like, it's not like a hard rule, like, never date some chick overseas, but it's like, yeah, most circumstances, like, why would you ever bother? Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo. Kenny donated $2. I like rats. I also like rats. Oh my goodness, that is a nice rat. Oh my god. That is a happy rat. Oh my god, he likes his tissue box. Look at him. Oh, what a nice, handsome rat. Oh, that is a good rat. I love rats. Rats are just so good. Oh my god. That is a nice rat. Thanks for the donation, Kenny. 21st $22. Is there anything you could have done early in the relationship or even more recently that you think would have made it so you and Jasmine would have been happier together and still being together by now, besides not getting married or not being with her? Um, the relationship would have perhaps lasted longer if I didn't have depression. Like, if I had that crazy mushroom trip earlier on, I think the relationship might have lasted longer, but I think we would have ended in the same spot. Like, fundamentally, the issue wasn't me. The issue was her. She's just extremely manipulative. And she would have pushed the same boundaries as far as she could have, regardless, right? So, yeah, in theory, if I didn't have the depression, the relationship might have lasted longer, but she would have been the same manipulative person regardless, and the relationship would have ended in the same set of circumstances. Thanks for the donation, though, 21st.